Alright guys, Papa Pepper, I'm back once again. More of 50 days to understand the end times more accurately. Today we're already on day 33. So this is called Timing, part 1. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. Here we go as we continue. I believe that the Bible does mention the fulfillment of prophecy made by Joel about the sun and the moon. And I view the event mentioned after the opening of the sixth seal to still be pre-Day of the Lord. Quote, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood." Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. If events must be fulfilled prior to opening seals, rather than as effects caused by the seals, an interesting picture begins to emerge. Since the day of the Lord is what God calls his, or the untimed period in which his wrath is poured out, we know that the sun must be darkened, and the moon turned to blood first. Also, the rapture must occur first, since God hath not appointed us to wrath. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9a. What then precedes the opening of the final seal, allowing the book, full of God's wrath, to finally be opened? The last thing that happens from the earthly perspective in Revelation 6 is that all men upon the earth finally hide from the Lord and conclude that the great day of his wrath has finally arrived. Quote, "And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come. Who shall be able to stand?" Revelation chapter 6, verses 15 through 17. Please first note that every bondman and every free man hid themselves from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. Since one is either free or a slave, every bondman and every free man covers all of mankind. At this very moment, then, every person on earth is an unbeliever. Where then have the believers gone? After all, more of them were still alive on the earth and were going to be martyred before God's judgment would begin according to the message revealed after the fifth seal was opened. The heavenly perspective of Revelation 7 fills us in. First, one of God's angels cries out, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads." Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. 144,000 virgin Jewish men are selected and sealed by the Lord for his purposes. Also, a great multitude of people in white robes have appeared in heaven and are already standing before the Lamb. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man can number, of all nations, all kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. Could these three events be the final requirements that must be met prior to the beginning of the day of the Lord? The sun darkened and the moon bloodied, the sealing of the 144,000, and the rapture? We will find out tomorrow. Point number 1. The darkened sun and bloodied moon must occur before the day of the Lord. Point number 2. If Revelation 6:12 records this event, then the day of the Lord, when God's end-time wrath is unleashed, has not yet begun at this point. Thank you once again for joining me so far. I hope this is blessing you. We'll continue tomorrow. Bye.